Welcome everybody to the Chess Lab, welcome to Repertoire Mastery episode 7. In today's video I'm gonna play some rapid games, 15 plus 10, and the goal is to play those games by respecting the repertoires I'm studying, meaning if I play some moves that are out of the repertoire, that's considered a fail, whereas if all the moves are in the repertoire, that's considered a success. Even if I lose the game, that doesn't matter. What matters is that I respect the repertoire. Now, having said that, of course, perhaps you have known, perhaps you haven't, but Grandmaster Daniel Naroditsky passed away, and that's really sad news, and most so is very surprising news. This morning I woke up to go to work and I opened YouTube. And there was a video by Chess Ascension, which is a YouTube channel of a candidate master that is trying to become a grandmaster. And there was his last video, which is titled, if I'm not mistaken, Dania, You Will Remember or something. I can't remember the title specifically. And I thought it was just a video about a great game by Dania, or perhaps, a game that this guy played and he used some teachings of Daniel. And so I opened the video out of curiosity because being a fan of Naroditsky, of course, I saw his name. I'm like, let's see. And I went to the comment section because I have this perhaps not so healthy habit of immediately going to the comment section. And there were two comments at the time, and they were both saying, rest in peace, Daniel Naroditsky. And it's crazy, perhaps it's because it was 4 a.m., but the first time I read it, in the first split second, I just read it like I was reading anything. And then it hit me, it's like, what do you mean, rest in peace, Daniel Naroditsky? What are you talking about? I thought it was a joke. And you may say that would be a pretty bad joke. Yes, but it's the internet. You know what the internet does, unfortunately, sometimes. And so then I went on Google, I searched Daniel Naroditsky, I went on news, and it was true. It was true. But that's genuinely shocking. 29 years old. Unbelievable. So let's dedicate this episode to Daniel Naroditsky. Okay, let's go. D4, D5. This is my repertoire. This video is for Mr. Naroditsky. Let's go. So, D4, D5, C4, C6. I play the semi-Slav, which is my usual. Okay, this is the exchange variation of the semi-Slav. I don't think I've ever faced it in this series of the Repertoire Mastery, but there's always a first time. So, okay. So now they're playing knight c3 with bishop to f4. Okay. Now, are they threatening knight to b5? Perhaps. Now the question is, can I play knight c6? Well, if I play knight c6, they play knight b5, but then I play queen a5 check, that will be a fork. They have to reply with knight back to not lose the piece, and then I can play knight to e4, and if anything, I have an initiative, threatening also something like e5, bishop b4, blitzing it out. Now, after knight c6, e3, e6, knight b5 again, but now I have, if anything, bishop to b4 check, which is unbelievably annoying. They'll have to do something like this, and then I can consider castling or even playing bishop to a5, which controls the c7 square. This is a typical maneuver of the bishop in the Jobava London, which, by the way, Daniel Naroditsky, together with Bortnik, Alexander Bortnik, strong grandmaster, they both made a course from the white side on the on the Jobava London. So I'm going to play knight c6. the Jobava London is definitely a powerful opening. I would say that the best description is powerful, because it's not necessarily the best opening. I think that there are I think the main line of the Jobava equalizes for black in like 7 moves or something, but is very powerful because white gets a lot of momentum going for them, even if black plays all the best moves, and and again, we are assuming black plays all the best moves, so it's a very good practical choice. The reason why with the white pieces I don't play the Jobava London is that to play the Jobava London, you can play it today. To play well the Jobava London, you have to know a lot of theory and a lot of extremely forcing lines. So, there is a place for that. Absolutely, there is a place for that, but for me personally, at the time being, there's no place for that, so I do other things. Okay, so what's going on? Let's try to focus. Well, for the time being, we transposed to Nate Solon's Repertoire, and here, white, we castled. The first thing you do in this type of structure is you castle. You keep the bishop inside. Sorry, this bishop here. The other bishop is always there. You keep this bishop here, and you play this e6 bishop e7 line against the Slav exchange. And the idea is you keep the most amount of pieces on the board. There is this idea that the exchange Slav is very equal, but truth be told, that's not the case. Solon in his course nicely quotes Wesley So. And Wesley So was playing against Magnus Carlsen, and they play the exchange Slav. Carlsen plays it, Wesley's playing with the black pieces, and the commentators are like, oh, this is gonna be a draw. And after the game, which Wesley won, Wesley saw these comments by the commentators, and he was like, I'm surprised that they say that it will end up like a draw. I mean, in the end of the day, we just traded a pawn. And, this is funny because, of course, it's, symmetrical. It's just not trading a pawn, right? But also, it's just trading a pawn. So, back to the game. I'm losing a lot of time, but I'm taking my time because, like yesterday, which we enter in a line that I rarely faced, even here we are in a line that I never face. It's the first time I think that I face it in a long, long time. So I'm taking my time. If I lose on time, I lose on time. I want to get to the first stages of the game right. So the idea of Nate Solon is to go knight h5 to attack this bishop. If they go bishop e5, you go f6, bishop back, take, and bishop d7. That's the idea. However, I admit I don't remember if in those lines the bishop is on e2 or d3. And I repeat these lines ad nauseam, but okay, I'm just gonna go knight h5. This move doesn't work because after bishop check, king takes, knight check, hitting the knight, you can just take. And if they take back, you take back defending, and if they take with check, you have bishop back to h6, they take, you take, checks are over, you're up a piece, you're good to go. So bishop takes don't work. At least I don't think so. I know that... Okay, another thing. I said it don't work, but let's say it doesn't work. Because colloquially, it turns out, at least amongst young people, I don't know the older generation, but you can say it don't work instead of it doesn't. However, since this video here is made for Daniel Naroditsky, sorry, it doesn't work. Because another thing that Daniel did extremely well in his videos, he talked... fabulous English, and you need to understand English is not my first language, and if it's your first language, it's probably super obvious to you, and perhaps it's super obvious even if it's not your first language because of my accent. But I'm Italian is my first language, and I know how to speak English a little bit. I'm not really fluent, as you can tell. And when it comes to chess, I can kind of navigate what I'm saying because the words are more or less always the same. But if I had to speak about anything else, I would struggle tremendously. And something that Daniel Naroditsky helped as well, which is unbelievable if you think about it, is also improving your English. And I'm not joking. I smile because it's a nice thing. But I don't know if you've ever watched his videos, but I assume you had. He spoke extremely well, and so since this video is for him, I let's try to speak decent English. Of course, I can't do it 100%, but when it's obvious, let's try to do it. And yeah, to reflect about Daniel a little bit more, if there is something that Daniel was not, as far as what you can see from his media presence, he was not mediocre. He was definitely not mediocre. He was a professional, but in the sense that he always tried to do things precisely, clinically, which is something that I try to do myself in my life. And I'm not just talking about chess, I'm talking in general. So, really a role model. Really a role model in chess, in communication, and in the general approach. Not to mention the mannerisms that are absolutely fantastic. So yeah, great individual for sure. Okay, so back to the game here. Again, despite I'm talking a lot and I'm taking my time, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I think we are still in theory. I think this is theory. Again, I'm not super sure the bishop's here or here. And I think it does make a little bit of a difference. There are some lines where this knight may move and this guy is hit. And the fact that he's hit with the queen with tempo on h7 is probably different compared if it's hit with the bishop. But also, there are some lines where perhaps I can just play g6, let's say, whereas if the bishop was here, I couldn't. So, it's different. It's different. But listen, if the bishop in Solon's line is on d3, then this is theory. If it's on e2, at least I know that I followed the theory when it comes to my spreadsheet because the opponent went out of theory before me. So in both cases, it's going to be good, and then I'll know for sure. So great. And by the way, I'm rated 2278 without even... sorry guys, I don't want to brag, but without that big of an effort, let's be real. I don't know if you followed the previous games I played. And I checked yesterday game, the one with the piece sacrifice where I demolished my opponent, and he was rated 2200 something. The guy was at 2200. We're talking Lichess rating, obviously. But still, I remember 4 or 5 months ago when I was doing the road to 2500, I couldn't reach 2200s like that ever. I don't even know if I had some wins against 2200s. And if I had, that's the greatest game ever. Instead, here it seems like I'm playing... I don't want to say on equal terms, really. I feel like I have that little bit of an edge, even against the 2200s. So yeah, I definitely improved since 5 months ago. And you may say, well, if you have studied chess for 5 months, you have improved. But you have to keep in mind that I stopped playing chess and studying it, obviously, at around May, the half of May, and with the 22nd, let's talk correctly. With the 22nd of May, I started working my job. And for 3 months after that, I basically didn't touch the game. So if you go on my Chessable account, there is a month and a half where I have 1 or 2 days with 500 points, which is looking at 2 lines. So for 2-3 months, I didn't look at the game once again. So it's not that I've improved in 5 months. I've improved in 3 months after a skip. after a break. So I'm very happy. This means that those 2-3 months break was not enough to lose most of what I've acquired beforehand. And the ability to retain most of the meaningful previously acquired informations is essential for real, genuine growth. Because you never know, in life something can happen and you have to skip some time. And even in the future, guys, this is something very important that I have to tell you. I may not always study chess at this rhythm. I may for some time switch to focusing on trading, let's say, or investing or something, right? The markets. Anyways, I just want to tell you. Anyways, back to this game here. They defend the bishop, so they want to get a knight here, but I'm not particularly against it. However, am I in a hurry to take this bishop? I think that until they play h3, I'm not in a hurry, so I may try to start to enact the, if I'm not mistaken, Botvinnik maneuver, which would be bishop d7, queen a5, rook c8, queen back to d8. This is the so-called Botvinnik maneuver, at least that's the way Solon called it. However, you do the Botvinnik maneuver when you do not play this knight here idea. So in this position here, I really don't know what to do. I can, of course, play g6. G6 is a multi-purpose move. It solidifies the knight. It prepares the maneuver bishop f6, bishop to g7. However, I have to do something about this bishop here, and that's why the Botvinnik maneuver exists, to develop this bishop and in general do something about your queen side. So I'm gonna start with bishop to d7. And we'll see what happens. Bishop to d7 can't be catastrophically wrong, obviously. If they play h2, I just capture their bishop. And from there we'll see what to do. Also, like, there are some very cute but also like useful expressions that I learned from Daniel Naroditsky. For example, we'll cross that bridge once we get there. It's a very nice expression because not only it seems like you know how to speak English, he knew, of course, but I don't. But if I say that, it seems like I do. But here we go. It's also useful because there are some expressions in any language that help you rationalize what you're doing. And I think that that's one of them. So, okay, here what do we do? There is the e5 square in this structure, which is very important. Do I want to allow them this structure? Okay, I can play. The three candidates moves are queen a5, g6, bishop f6. What I don't like about bishop f6 is that there is knight to h5, and I really dislike this. What I don't like about g6 is that I'm losing a little bit of a tempo and they may go knight e5. However, after knight to e5, I go bishop to f6. Now, at this point, if they take my knight, I just take with the bishop. If they take my bishop, I take with the queen, and I can play bishop g7 and play for the move e5, so that's not a problem. Knight e5 is not a problem. Also, here I'm threatening the knight. How do they defend it? Well, they go here if they want, but I can go here. So that's not a big deal. So, okay, I'm gonna go g6. Queen a5, what's the problem? Knight here, take. It's an absolutely possible move. So do I go g6 or do I go queen a5? It's actually quite complicated. I may actually go queen a5. Now, what I don't like instinctually about queen a5 is that the queen, by moving from d8 to a5, leaves those dark squares on the queen side, sorry, on the king side a little bit unprotected. And so I'm starting to notice this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, this girl here, or here, or here, you know, doing perhaps some shenanigans over here to the king side. However, those dark squares after queen a5 are still enough controlled, and knight e5 I would just take, and and I can actually play bishop b5 to trade the light square bishop. Oh, and then I'm left with a knight against a bishop, and it feels like my bishop is superior, and I have the control over to the queen side. Okay, I'm gonna go with queen a5, bishop takes h7, king takes h7, knight g5, bishop takes g5, queen h5, bishop h6. Seems okay, so I'm gonna go for the Botvinnik maneuver, which plans to bring the queen back to the 8, but only after playing rook c8. And in Solon's line, they show the idea by white a3 before, and you go back after rook c8, but is in a different line. Of course, now we are completely out of theory. I think that out of theory we went after knight e2. This is a move that is out of theory. I have the bishop pair, which is momentarily a static advantage. In theory, I think is a dynamic advantage, but momentarily is a static advantage because I can't use the bishop pair. Like my bishop on d7 is a clown for the moment. And that's why I'm not too afraid of them perhaps winning my bishop in some lines. But that was if bishop f6. No, that was if g6. Yeah, that was if g6. So this line is different. Now knight here I have to take, because if I keep going with my maneuver I lose the bishop. And one thing is to give up this bishop, which is my worst piece at the moment. One thing is to trade the bishop, which is my worst piece at the moment. One thing is to give it up for free. My plan is not that. My plan is to just trade it, if anything. So knight here, take, and then bishop here. And bishop here is just an idea. I may play something else. But then, you know, the closer we go into an endgame. Okay, so this idea is to allow this queen to join the party. Powerful move. Very powerful move. So is bishop takes, queen here, go here a threat? Probably not. Is queen here a threat? Probably not. Do I want to play knight to b4? Do I want to play knight to b4 to make sure this bishop stays chilling? I mean, I can play knight b4. If they go here, all of a sudden I have bishop to b5, attacking the rook. If the rook goes here, all of a sudden I have rook f to c8, and all of a sudden I'm creating some tension. If they go here, I can't quite go there. Okay. I can go here instead, and if they go here I have this. Okay, there are some moves. I can of course play g6. g6 is a very calm move, but is a little bit weakening. After this they're threatening check here. And I will go here, check here, I go here perhaps. Check here, it's not good, they would have to go back, queen here. Or I can just go here, and if queen here, then I have this, then they go here, but then I have this. Okay, so let me go here with the rook, following my plan. A bad plan is better than no plan. That's what they say. Do I believe them? I don't know. Probably like everything, the right answer is it depends. Almost everything, it depends. But, you know, that's what I did. Rook f to c8. No knight b4. No weird things like rook f to c8. Just going with this Botvinnik maneuver. And if anything, you know, I tested this maneuver in this type of positions, and let's be real, if they don't have a checkmating attack, their knight is on h2. And the one on f4 is fine, but it's not optimal. Those squares are completely out of his... because this knight looks decent. If we follow Raven's strategy, right, this knight is in the green zone. But also... It doesn't look forward. These three squares are precluded like 100%. And if queen here and g6, then also this square is precluded. It's true that there are some tactics, so I would say it's relatively precluded, meaning if the tactical right moments arises, h5 may still be available, even if there is a pawn on g6. But at the moment, I think that these moves are just precluded. I don't know, though. My nose is still a little bit full, but I feel so much better. I was really sick 2 days ago. I don't feel sick anymore. Here we go. I have GC. Oh, they want to sacrifice the full house? But I don't think it works, I just run. Oh, they want to sacrifice the full house, okay. I mean, if that's what they want to do I have something better? Do I have like f5 with bishop here to follow? I don't know, it feels a little bit risky. This, it just follows g4. And yeah, queen here, but it's risky, man, it's risky. h4, I take it. Knight f3, I go back and then g5 anyways. But then I take. It's possible to play h6, queen d8. But then I don't have g6 ever. And I feel like g6, queen d8 is just better. Now, can they sacrifice the full house? Here, knight takes, let's say, h takes, obviously. Bishop takes. Pawn takes, queen takes, king here, check, let's say, I go here, queen here with check, I go here, queen here with check, I go here, queen here with check, I go here, and they have no more pieces. Now I'm gonna play g6. I don't think there's anything here. I don't believe they can sacrifice the full house, because they just escape. And, you know, maneuvers like these are played by masters and grandmasters after decades and decades of play. So the fact that this rook frees the f8 square is not by chance. It's by chance for me and for you, because we are noobs of the game, but the masters figure those very delicate, advanced, nuanced maneuvers after years and years and years of refinement. And we are talking about decades where engines were not even invented. We are talking about Botvinnik brute forcing his way through the chess reality. Truly beautiful stuff here. So my opponent is very aggressive, is trying to go for the kill. Meanwhile, it's not clear what black is achieving on the queen side. However, what I think is quite clear is that white doesn't have an instant kill. Okay, this I saw, but my idea was to just go here. But there is a better move. There is queen d8. There is queen d8. Queen d8 is threatening to trap the queen. The question is, can they sacrifice the full house? Queen here, bishop here, because on knight there I may still have the bishop here, so I take, they take with the knight, and then I may actually still go here. No, because I get checked, never mind. So queen here, bishop here, well, but then pawn here. Knight here, and then bishop here. Yeah, yeah, let's go. And you may be thinking, don't you calculate a little bit more? But here is the thing, guys. if this variation is wrong and I calculated wrongly, it's gonna be a draw because they have to perpetual check me. I can't lose this because, again, sacrifice the full house, meaning they sacrifice both of these pieces. And we know a queen against a king can't win. Even if everything else goes away, the queen alone against the king can't win. She needs anything else, even a pawn or a king, but she needs somebody. Alone, she can't checkmate a king. If anything, she needs my pieces to block my escape route, right? But that's not happening. So yeah, if anything is a draw, but I think that the sacrifices don't work. It's just I don't think so. I don't think they work. That's just the way I think. It could be a perpetual in some lines, but I don't think it will be. Okay, so the Botvinnik maneuver is completed. And I am threatening to trap their queen. If I'm not insane, that's the threat. Now, my opponent is thinking quite a bit, and the reason he's thinking, and this is something I realized just now, the queen doesn't have any moves, and if they move their knight, I still trap the queen. So the threat of trapping their queen is actually quite powerful. And the obvious move just drops a pawn. And when I say obvious move, it's not obvious. So you know. H4, I may just take... So after H4, I'll take my time. I won't rush taking because... after H4, I'm not threatening to trap the queen anymore because she has H3. This is a detail that is not super easy to notice. My opponent may not notice it. My opponent may think, pawn here, bishop here, and he's still threatening to trap my queen. Oh no. But they have the escape route now. And if they move the... Yeah, of course, okay, they realize it. Now, a bishop here doesn't trap the queen just because of queen here. So if I could prevent that, I can play f6, but then there is the sacrifice. Yeah. So I'm just gonna take. Now, after I take, is there some shenanigans? Knight here, or knight there, I just go here. I just trade queen, I call it a day. Bishop here perhaps. But again, I take, knight here, go here, and it's good. It's good enough. Check with the queen though. Oh no, I just take it. Never mind. Okay, so let me just take it. Oh, but I'm still threatening this. And after they move here, I have this. And the knight's lost because the queen's under attack. Okay, so... and it's funny because, again, in this game, I've done nothing. I've done absolutely nothing, guys. What have I done? Nothing, exactly. Okay, so this is an important moment. The knight attacks my bishop. No panic. I can go to f6. f6 is just a great move because I control every square of the knight. The knight is completely controlled. This is the typical knight control. And the double sacrifice now definitely doesn't work because I have bishop here and queen here. So bishop here looks like the best move, unless I'm missing the whole world. Now there is this plan of going here and checkmating me here, but it's too slow. I'm just going to play bishop g7. And then if they go here, I trade queens immediately. If they go here, I have e5. And if they go back that much, really? Really? Okay, I still have to be a little bit careful, of course. Okay, here it's important to play bishop g7. Now, a concern that I have is what happens if then they play knight g5 in the future, but the queen is enough if the queen is here. So I'm going to play bishop here. The queen goes all the way back, but this means that knight here is not a thing, very important. And now I want to play knight to g4, knight to b4, sorry. I want to start to trade some pieces because I would really like to survive this game of chess. I would really like to survive this game of chess, obviously, right? Of course I would love to. Knight here is a multi-purpose move. Not only I'm hitting the bishop, which will just erase one of the main attackers, but also this knight on c6 is not that great, but also I have access to the c2 square. If they go here, rook c2 is already annoying, perhaps, maybe, but also bishop b5 may follow. They go all the way back there. But now their coordination is really dubious. I think that the move bishop b5 is really powerful. If anything, my bishop gets alive, so I'm gonna play it. I don't see why not. The kingside is under control, guys. This is the most important thing. Okay, they move. Now, is there a way to win material or anything? Maybe there is, actually. Maybe there is. What happens if I play g5? G5 is a very committal move, gives away a lot of squares. It goes without saying. However, after the knight moves, the knight can move here, though. But I take. And I'm left with a dubious, to say the least, structure here on the king side, because after knight here, if the knight moves here, let's say I have this, so knight here, bishop here, it's tough. Take here. Is there a way to take advantage of that misplaced piece? I can then go here to attack this knight. The knight goes here, I go here. Then they go here, but I can take it. They take, I take with check. I go here, winning the game. Here. Does it actually win a piece? Take. Check. Boom. Nope. Not a good idea. So I have to redesign my strategy. Do I go here, take? Seems good. Let's just go for it. Let's get rid of this guy. And maybe in the future I still have the tactic, but the bishop's not here anymore. I just have to be concrete. King here, perhaps. Okay. Now what to do? Now g5 is a move. Knight here, bishop here. But that doesn't win the piece anymore. But I can try to go here. If I go here, they go here. I move, they move. Oh, not sure if I like it, but I can just move once. Let's just keep improving my position. My apologies. Okay, I defend. I can also go queen f8. And in the end of the day, my their queen side is a little bit It's a little bit shaky. Knight there. It's a understandable choice, but now I just take. Okay, they go there. They attack my rook. But now I can take their knight and attack their knight. Their knight jump in, but there are no threats at the time being, so I can go here if I'm not crazy. There is this very tempting move, but I think h4 and it's over. There is this, but then knight here is actually a thing. But not really after this. Check, I take, and it's over here, but maybe it's not. Okay, so let's prevent this. Or maybe I have this move which is better. Is this a good move? Maybe that's a blunder. Yes, okay, it was a blunder for sure. But my plan was to do this. Okay, now I have this. And it's a position, don't get me wrong. This can become dangerous. Okay, now I can take here though. And I have pawns. I have pawns and I'm not getting mated. Which is of course very nice. Now I'm gonna play h5 because I really need this bishop to be active. I need to activate the bishop. I want to activate it on this diagonal. If I can get the bishop on that diagonal, I may be winning. So now the queen the queen wants to get out. I may want to go here. Difficult, really tough. Okay, let's just go into an endgame. I think I'm winning the endgame. I think I'm winning the endgame anyways. I think. Believe it or not, I think I'm winning the endgame. They go there, attacking my rook, so I take. They take, now I check. Obviously. But they go there, I kind of missed that move. Now I go here. Trying to control the important squares. And this guy goes. That's my idea at least. They decline the trade. Trying to go here. I re-offer the trade. And I'm also threatening this, which virtually forces the trade no matter where they go. Unless they go to some ungodly squares. But now I check them. I have to be very careful. This is extremely... So I go here, they check me, I go here, they take, I check here. It's extremely... Okay, but I go here, they go here. That's tough. Okay, let's try to trade queens again. Let's try to trade queens again. Bishop f6 perhaps required in the next move. Okay, they don't want me to have this. Okay, let me try to go here. But that's not good. Okay, let me try to get control over some squares. Or actually, let me try to play this. Let's go here. This is risky, but if I can get to trade the rooks, I will. Sorry, the queens, I will. Check, I saw that. I move. Is it over? It's just a check. Well, it's never just a check, but you know what I mean. They go here. double attack. I push. I take. This is playing with fire, guys. This is playing with fire, but okay. This is scary. This is scary stuff because they are attacking some extremely tender squares. I may be lost here. I have to be super careful. I'm on the verge of losing. Verge of losing, guys. Absolutely. The verge of loss. The verge of loss. I have this cute move, though. What if I go here? Am I insane? Oh, shoot! Yes, I am. I am insane. Check, perhaps? I blundered. I blundered. I have to try to damage control. I have to try to not get mated. They're seriously considering, of course, now trading, because now it's considerable, obviously. Now let me just make everything secure. Let's make everything safe. Okay, now it's not about playing for the win, now it's about playing to survival. Unfortunately, I'm sure I had a win somewhere. Silly. It's fine. I mean, it's not, but yeah, let's say it is. Check here. Let's try. If I'm lost, I'm lost. Don't see it though. It's tough, man. I'm getting mated on this square. I saw a friend of mine get mated on this square. I think I can push. He goes here. I go here. I have to go back. I have to go back defending my weak squares, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately. This is what I'm supposed to do. What a game! What a game. Do I push this guy as well? Nah. Let's not get insane. I go here. Hopefully I'm not blundering like catastrophical things. Well, okay, I don't think I can lose, but... I can definitely throw it. Okay, now though I get this square, which was a big hope of mine. Their king is extremely safe though. Again, I think this is just a draw unless I can find something, but my king is so weak, their king is so strong. Every time I push d3, there are problems on the dark squares. Okay, they moved there, but now I'm gonna go for it. But there's no concrete. Let's go for it. Let's go. I have to distract them somehow. Because I have my doses of venom. My doses of venom, obviously. Queen there just blocking. I can check, go here. They go here as usual. Think, check. Just improving my position, see what they do, see how they stop. Okay. Now though I can go here and here, I think. Am I losing? Not yet, I guess. Let's go there. Okay. I can always go here and everything's kinda hanging by a thread. Yeah, now I can push this. I'm having my own dose of adventures. If they go attack this pawn, I just push this guy. They go here attacking my bishop. Appreciate it, not really, but thank you. And now I feel like I have a win. I go here. I'm not saying this is winning. I'm saying that everything's defended and the rook feels trapped and my pawn will go. I don't know if that's enough though. They take, okay, this is done. This is now done. Okay, I have to take my time. I'm gonna go here. I'm trying to keep the dark square closed and just gobbling up pawns. Not allowing my opponent any chance. Pushing is interesting. But guess what? I'll just take, push, and create my own mating threats. Okay, I take, no problems on the dark squares, no checks. Now, how do I do this? I take my time, no need to rush. Okay, now I give a check. If they go on the wrong squares, I go into a winning endgame. And there are many wrong squares. Many wrong squares. For me as well, obviously. Okay, now my pawn's defended. So let me push forward. No problems on the dark squares, as of yet. This is a winning endgame now, and I move the pawns, so now I have to be careful about the repetition, and that's pretty much it. Okay, they go there, threatening to check me here. So let me check them here. So I control the dark square. If they move forward, there is this. They don't. Now I can check them. They take. I check. Take. They go here. I go here. They go here. I go here. This should be a winning endgame. Do I have an easier win? I don't think if I do. I can go here. They move and then I check them here. Let's go for it. Let's go. Let's just go into the equal endgame. Well, I can also take this pawn. They check me and I block like this. And then I check them again. Put myself on the dark squares, probably winning. So I go here. So is this a winning endgame? Check, take here. Here they draw probably. Okay, let me take. 3 pawns against 0 is probably good enough. It's probably good enough, but of course I have to be careful. Because now their king is so exposed, the chances of them going to the wrong square is massive. Okay, now it's over. GG. I'm expecting resignation on this move. Absolute resignation. GG. What a game. What a game. What an absolute game. What a game. Okay, now they keep going because... Now they keep going because they have to, right? But... And now it's the construction where if they take once, the other goes. I just move the other. I can win only with pawns here. No problem. Yeah, I can move this now. Now, if I move this, they take here, I go here. They go here, I promote. And it's stalemate. So I'm gonna go with the usual. I can also promote to a rook. Okay, well, now I promote to a queen and it's GG. Is GG's. Now, if I go here, they go here. So, it's not stalemate. Now I check them here, they have to go back. And then I promote and it's checkmate. They may resign now because... Okay, let's do it with a rook because they didn't resign. Okay, plus 23, we go to 2300, I think. Am I at 2300? Yes, 2300 broken, guys. 57 minutes. This was 1 hour game, absolutely fantastic game. And I am sad to see that at some point they had a plus 1.2 advantage. Remember, my risk management thing, I don't like when I give my opponent advantage, because a stronger player may have capitalized on that. Bishop f6, a mistake even, wow. Because of knight h5 indeed, those tactics. Those tactics. Wow, the tactics, dude. Those tactics are nasty. But what about this move? Oh, no, wait, what? Knight h5? Oh, bishop here, there's their knight, of course. Okay, let's go from the beginning. GG. This was all good. And this is already slightly better for black. And here, queen f8, wow. Forcing queen takes, king takes. And I'm just better because of the bishop pair and the position. I'm not good at chess, guys. I'm not good at chess. I have to say I consider this, but I just excluded it. I'm not good at chess. Bishop e7 should have been played. And then it's a draw, actually. The sacrifice worked. This is better for white. So it worked. So h4 works not because of bishop takes. Bishop takes is actually a draw. It works because of queen f8. For black, I mean. Okay. And here I jumped in. And this is actually much better for black. And you can tell. However, as you can see, I wasn't playing on my opponent's time because I also have no time. So, taking is fine, 95 is wrong, and this I'm doing everything all right, but then what do? Here I should have played bishop f6. Oh yeah, and I also mentioned bishop... Yeah, this was when I should have played bishop f6. So first of all, psychologically, for a moment, I was saddened by this thing, but I quickly realized I was fine, perhaps even winning. But here I should have played, yeah, here I should have kept my nerves and play bishop f6. Because bishop f6 stops the rook from joining the game. And it's basically over. And if the queens are traded, remember I'm in a completely winning endgame. Because I have too many, there's never checkmate here because of the bishop. I have too many pawns. I just have too many pawns. so I'm never experiencing loss. I'm gonna win for sure. But rook d1, starting to go in the wrong direction. Here, rook d3. Yeah, forcing the trade of the queens in a way. Yeah, that was smart, rook f3. I don't know why, but I was afraid of the queen going here. But yeah, rook f3, rook d3 just stops everything. But rook takes. And now I have to work very hard for it. And he's still winning, he's still working. And yeah, starting to move those pawns is not ideal. Queen d3 was better. But what happens if they take the pawn? This fails to bishop d4. And this fails to bishop d4. And if this... Oh, queen takes g3. Yeah, I missed that tactical idea, so goodbyes. But d4 immediately. They could have played queen e5. Ooh, queen e5. Damn. Yeah, time scramble. All I can say is time scramble. But it must be said that in the time scramble I didn't blunder like a losing position. I blundered that it was back to draw. Yeah, here I blundered. I should have just played d3. Because this is defended. You just go. Now e4 just... d4 is just crazy. And here I had to like... and I had to be very careful here. Here again is a blunder, but because I lose the best move. Queen b3 was best. Now trading queens and is a draw. Bishop e7, okay. Rook f4, instead queen here. Again, trading queens is not a good idea. But now it starts to be irreversible. Yeah, here there's even this, which is... Rook takes f7, of course, is best. I would have probably captured with a queen and just win. Not win, but like, yeah, win. Queen takes a4, take. And here I converted in a relatively okay way. Now here the question is, can I trade queens? Yes. It's a winning endgame. King here. What do you mean d3? Ah, d3, king here, pawn here. Oh, and they cannot approach my pawn. Wow, and if they take, I promote. Whoa. And this is actually Zugzwang? Whoa, that's beautiful. Wow, nice. If had I saw f4, I would have gone for that immediately. But okay. Is minus 47 in this position. After taking, what is it? If you let it run, it's gonna go to minus a trillion. Yeah, minus 16 is completely winning even like this, so it's fine. Probably even without this move, I can even play here because this doesn't fall. And there are no more checks, so, but okay. And now check. But where do they go? What's the best move? The best move would be queen b8. But yeah, then I just push. And if they try to stop it, check. There's probably checkmate, but just this. Yeah, great game. So what I'm gonna do very quickly... you guys can't see what I am seeing myself now. Sorry for a second. Well, let me give you back. This, and let me do something real quick. Sorry, guys, but I have to make sure that. I don't do something that I shouldn't do. Okay, everything's fine. Okay, I will say, let's check the course. Let's check Nate Solon here. Oppa. Okay. Let's see if, what is it? The Semislav, the exchange variation. Well, browse 3. So in the game, I think I transposed. Again, this is a game that I won, but there are a couple of things that I don't like. First of all, in the end, I promoted to a rook. I don't know if Daniel would have promoted to a rook. He was a very classy guy, so maybe would have just promoted to a queen. That's the first thing. Second thing is I was basically lost at some point, which against a stronger opponent, I may not have handled that. However, it must be said that in the time scramble, I never lost. And it's true that I made a tremendous blunder going from -5 to 0. But again, I'm at a point in my chess journey where I think this that you see here, from 0 to +1, is orders of magnitude worse than going from -5 to 0. Believe it or not. I think that what I did here is so much worse than what I did here. Because again, it's about not allowing your opponent to be in winning positions, right? If you never allow that, you'll eventually win. And you may say, yeah, but if you do that with the lower rated opponents, you may draw and lose points. But here is the thing, against the lower rated opponents, if you never give them chances, that's where you actually collect a bunch of points. Because now, I used to not be confident against lower rated opponents. Now I'm very confident against lower rated opponents, even FIDE over the board. Classical, of course. So, okay, d4, knight f3, bishop f4 immediately. Let's see. Let's flip it. So d4, d5, c4, c6. Take. Knight c3, knight f6, bishop f4, knight c6, e3, e6, bishop d3, indeed, bishop e7, knight f3, this is the game. And we transpose back to, castle, castle. And is this the exact order? They play knight f3 and bishop d3. So yeah, we are in the exact line. Knight h5 is suggested. And here bishop e5 is covered only, knight d2 is not covered. So yeah, basically this is a correct game. Very proud of that. Very proud. Very, very proud. Okay. We are now at what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. 8 out of 100, guys. We are almost at 10%. We are almost 10% done. You think it takes a long time to do these things? We're almost 10%. And this guy was 2265, and he just couldn't do it. Okay, so let's go here, and let's go with another game. So now I have 3 tabs open. One, my main tab, and 2 tabs. One, my recording of the screen, and here I have my my charts of the markets. And I got distracted. I almost went with c6, which is my older repertoire. This is the new repertoire. This morning at work, during the breaks, I tried to learn the Rossolimo, the final lines, where I lost yesterday. I just couldn't do it. I was too tired. Sorry, guys, but I let you down, guys. I couldn't do it. Bishop b4, I castle here. If f3, there is queen b6. If bishop back, that's main line. I have d6. h3. h3, believe it or not, is one of the moves. So now let me think. h3 is one of the moves. What do I do after h3? The lines are confusing themselves in my mind. I think that this line here, because if they play f3, you go with bishop d7 and then queen d2, let's say, you take and you go g5. Sorry, b5. After h3, if I'm not mistaken, you go knight a5, they do whatever, and then you go b6. So I'm gonna go for it. Okay, they castle, that's also valid. h3 is made to stop knight g4, obviously. And here their argument is their bishop's not going anywhere, so you go b6. Because now the plan is not to go for a crazy b5 thing, because there's no need. Okay, here I have a cute idea. Here can I win the bishop pair or not? Probably not. Ugh. Because an idea was to play bishop a6. They move, I go here, take. But then they go here and they get the bishop back. But I have knight against bishop. Wait, that doesn't work. After bishop here, they can block with a knight. That's what was I concerned about, because I just win this. And if they block like this, I just take here again. And if they take, they lose this. So I'm gonna go for it. I'ma go for it. And I'ma take the bishop pair. And these moves are so natural. Is queen d2 wrong? Okay, here, but now this. Okay, maybe... Oh, but I have the bishop pair anyways. Maybe they want to go like here? No, but I take here? No, they lose. Here. Oh, that's actually trapped. So after this, I perhaps go here to defend the bishop. Then they go here. Position gets crazy. No, but then I go here and this is just pinned. Okay, let me go for it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Okay, they just go. Okay, here we go. Classic. But I don't think I have too much trouble. I just play rook c8. And I play my game. No? Take. h5, rook h8. I think I just have my game. I'm just gonna play standard classical moves. Overprotecting the bishop, technically speaking here. Because it was attacked 0 times and already protected... 0, but now it's protected once against 0, so it's overprotection, technically speaking. I don't know. This square is well guarded enough, I feel like. This move, I don't see the appeal. Maybe they do it, but then I play like queen d6. Ah, f4. Okay, f4. F4 is a typical. Is a typical way of playing in these structures. However, here I have e5. e5 is also a typical counter to those ideas. And after take, the knight goes back. I take, the knight goes back, attacking the bishop. The bishop goes back, the knight goes back, attacking the pawn, the rook defends, the rook goes here, the bishop goes here. I have some nice pressure with a6, a5 as an idea. Let's go. This could be absolute and utter terrible move. It could be. Probably the best move is just going back with the knight. Probably. Very likely that it is, actually. But if they go back with the knight, then I play queen c7, and we have a game of chess. And we are here for a game of chess. So, and I have some checks, some annoying things. Okay, queen c7. They were threatening this pawn. And also I also have this square for the rook. Knight here, I'm not scared at all. I probably just take with the bishop, push, and then win here, probably. So knight there is probably a blunder. A g3 I may just take because the knight hangs, but then they have this, but then I have check. So yeah. f5, but f5, then my center is secured. And maybe I can even go with b5. b5 used to not be a thing because of b3 and the presence of the knight, but now the bishop has this nice square over to e6, and this guy's hanging, so b5 may actually be a move, followed by a5. I have to be careful because g3, go here, knight here, but then check. So yeah, b5 may actually be a very strong move in the future. King h1 may be a good move. But there are some lines for me involving knight h5. Oh, knight h5 with the idea to go to f4. Even if they go to h1, if they go to h1 even more. These now resemble some lines of the Sveshnikov even, which is crazy. But how is the... Are there lines with g6 in the Sveshnikov? I think there are actually. But it's like some lines out of hundreds, so what do I know? 2291. By the way, guys, I'm playing on a higher level because my opponent here is just a very strong player, and I'm kind of giving it for granted, but I really shouldn't. I really shouldn't. Now. Now. Also, from the Sveshnikov, I think that a move very strong is knight h5. Not clear how they're gonna deal with the infiltration to the f4 square. Not clear. Not clear. g3 fails to bishop takes g3. Knight here or knight here, which are both possible now, in my opinion, fails to this move. And then I have this, and it's not clear to me how they're gonna deal with everything. Perhaps here, here, here. Of course, the bishop moves like somewhere, but I can just move the rook. It's really not clear. The position gets obviously like not crazy more, but that's the essence of the game. And you may say this looks very aggressive. Okay, but also what do I do? You need to understand my position is not simple to play. Okay? Because if I just don't do what I just mentioned, they're gonna enter slowly but surely and start to build some annoying pressure with rook f1 or something. So I'm really not sure here. Now, the fact that this bishop controlled this rook square is very important, and I think that the maneuver knight here to here, it's essential to close the f-file as well. Very important, very, very important. Knight here, I of course take it, and then I jump in, win here, it's a catastrophe. So I think I'm gonna go for this. It could be wrong, obviously, but also what do I do? What do I do, guys? I don't have infinite choices, you know? I don't have infinite choices. My options are kind of limited here. And I think it's very important for me to put a strong piece on f4, quite frankly. I just want to do it. Now, the crazy thing is, the crazy thing is, if they play king to h2, there are some ludicrous lines where you just sacrifice the full house in the center to discover check them, and then there are some lines in the Sveshnikov, guys, like you don't understand. There are some lines in the Sveshnikov, man. It's just crazy. Also, after king h2, what do they do? Because yes, if I go here, they want to play g3, so this is defended, but I don't do that. And if they play g4, I achieve everything I've ever wanted, plus their king is arguably worst on h2. And perhaps king g2 is fine, but king h2 also does nothing. I may just play b5 and ask them what they want to do. You know, with the idea of b4. It's just an idea at that point. And endgames, you have to look at endgames as well. There are endgames where the endgame is good for me, believe it or not. So this is extremely high level game. A nice variation. Queen here, knight here, and let's say they hit it, check, winning the queen. These are all typical tactics that I saw in the Sveshnikov course by Fressinet that I studied a long time ago. Considering that is 800 lines, 800 extremely dense lines, sorry, is 1,000 extremely dense lines, I just studied 800, is a really long time ago. Any time is a long time ago for a course like that. But yeah, I feel like I'm really playing some decent chess at the time being. They can play f6, and if I take with the king, is they have counterplay perhaps. But after f6, I just take with the knight and probably ask them what mushrooms they take, because that's the proper answer. I probably can even take with the king, but why do that to yourself? Yeah, I can even take with the king probably because after this, they want to go here to fork, but I have my bishop there, they play g3, now the e6 square is free, so they still don't have this. Then they have check, I go back, of course things can happen, the g4, I go here, threatening forks and basically winning game. You look at this position, this is one of those positions that is actually very complex. Because if people here make wrong moves, you really pay for it. You do pay for it. Now, I love this and whatnot, but what is a3? Sorry, I apologize. Now, a3 is not stupid, not completely stupid, because again, remember, we talked about the concept of playing b5 before, now that's prevented. That's true. Also, this doesn't acknowledge my infiltration over to f4, which I will play. Now, something I noticed, knight f4, there is g3 anyways. And after I take, they attack my knight, and where do I move it? The knight will be trapped. The knight will be trapped. So that's interesting. Knight here, f3, knight here, eating this pawn though. is now a weakness. Is now a weakness. If they push, now I have this square forever. However, I could play h6. The point behind h6 is that if they do nothing, which they just did, I go here, they go here, 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 and I have a game on my own. It's still not decisive because it's crazy position, but it's tough. They don't have a knight there anymore, remember, and it's really tough. It's really tough. But it's also difficult for me at this point. Like, what do I do? Again, knight here, pawn here, I go back. They have to defend, king here, let's say. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. So perhaps h6 is genuinely, not joking, the best move. It could be. I'm gonna go for it. h6 is crazy. h6 just crazy. It seems a very innocent move. It seems like a really innocent move, because you're basically just saying, you know what? I just prevent your pieces to come in. But the truth, which you know the truth, is that you want to allow tactically knight f4, and after this move you just take this guy. So that's pretty brutal. Now, probably some of you thought about this, which respectable, is a logical way of thinking. But after the king move and I go here, that's defended by the king that moved. They don't have to move it to h2, but why wouldn't they? And what if they don't, you say? Well, but I can't know that, right? Now, if I go here, perhaps they want to go here. But at that point, I can actually drop my bishop back off, because knight here is controlled. But no, I just checked them, so it's not a problem. Okay, now I finally jump in. That's the grandiose plan, to jump in finally. Take, I just take with the rook, and their king is... I'm not responsible for their king at that point. Okay, so again they attack this gentleman over here, which is not really under attack, because, you know, I can leave it there. But I'm gonna go back. Hopefully everything is calculated correctly, because otherwise GG's. And now notice how this h6 move is so important. If they go here, I check, they attack it. I go here and he's not trapped. Crucial. I may still lose the game, because I just realized they go here, 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 here. Check. Wow. Holy shoot. I just realized it now. Yep. Tough. King there. But now hear me out. Now I want to play this move. And I think this is inferior for a couple of reasons that we are going to mention. And if they don't do that, I win this. Sorry, if they do it, I can win that even, yes. So yeah, I'm just going to play bishop b7. And unless I'm missing something absolutely astronomically catastrophical, yada, 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 that's good. Now you're probably thinking, what about g3? And I admit I didn't calculate it properly. My first instinct was just take here, and I'm eating the knight. But I admit I didn't calculate it properly, so that's perhaps a blunder. Yeah, I should have thought about it. But now this is controlled, so after they do this, I can even go here. The knight's safe. Arguably a terrible knight, but still. And if they go here, I just take. And the problem is, if they take with the queen, this comes with check, and it's devastation. Because after the move, the knight all of a sudden is a genius. And then I wake up from reality. But position's complicated. That would be a fork in the end. Crazy shit. That's again very advanced position. And again, if you notice, like if he plays something really ridiculous here, he probably loses the game. You know what I mean? He probably loses the game. Probably loses the game. And if I play something stupid myself, I lose the game. Again, probably because blunders happen, but it's not easy for them. Because I'm attacking a pawn, but it's not just a pawn. That pawns just glues their position together. And after I take it, let's say they take here first, it's just assuming. That would be very bad for them, in my opinion, but I'm not sure. After I take, they don't even have tactics, because the bishop just drops back, capturing them. So it's truly catastrophic. They don't even have the tactics, you understand? They don't even have the tactics. Unbelievable. Now, a move that could be a genius move is f6. I take, and now they play g3. And if I take now there is check. Bomboklat. That's just crazy. f6 is crazy. Crazy. However, f6, after I just move, perhaps guarding this guy, it's also a weakness. I can think about this. If they play g6, they lose. Then this. If they attack my pawn, I defend it. Knight here to collect. If they go here, then I have infinite squares. I actually check them and then enter here, so they lose. It's not so obvious. Nothing is obvious here. Again, very advanced game. Like the fact that f6 probably cannot be captured is impressive. And you may say, what about taking and after g3 you go back? Yeah, but then check and they enter here. I go back here, check. It's terrible. It's not made because of this knight, but g4, but then I enter here. The position is crazy. Like after pushing, you can take, you cannot take, and there are crazy good variations in your favor, crazy good variations in their favor. In fact, I think that's a move I consider. But I thought that I have g5, but I'm probably crazy. Now, there are crazy tactics everywhere. Okay, so. Now, by playing queen there, they left some squares unguarded. But they don't matter much. So a5, that's the move I saw. They have to keep guarding this guy unless they have crazy ideas in mind, which is possible. Where do they go? Well, there's only one place as far as I can see, which is this. But then I go here. And where do they go? Again, I think they have no moves. I think they just have to go here and I take here. And again, no discoveries. And the position's collapsing. But, you guys have to be, of course, objective. After this move, what if they do something else? What if they go back? No, but I think it's good for me. What am I missing? These are the moments where I'm like, my opponent to me, this is a crazy blunder. Queen b4 is a crazy blunder to me, you understand? But the guy is strong. So it's possible that he blundered because, again, I told you, the position is so complex, you play the wrong move, you lose the game. So it's absolutely possible. But also, it's too good to be true. But it's possible. And so, he can miss something and lose the game. I can miss something and lose the game. What if I'm missing something here? because you can miss, and sorry if I'm looking up, but there is the chart open of a coin that I'm not gonna tell you, and is the 5-minute chart, so things go crazy. My setups are not met, so I'm not in any trade right now. And if I enter a trade, I enter with $1 risk, meaning if I lose $1 because I'm still learning, so chill out. We are not gambling here. And the chart is just shitting his pants. Oh, sorry. We are commemorating Dania here. We don't say these things. But let's say the chart is crashing down on the 5 minutes. It's nothing crazy, but it's pretty funny. Okay, so the queen goes there, which is something that we saw. Oh, and here it is what I've missed. Of course, there's always something. I've missed bishop here, queen here. I've missed that. However, since I've missed that, let's see if perhaps I have other things, like after b5, what's going on? After b5, what's going on? Well, after b5, they can, let's say, they can go here. They can go here, and after I take here, they take here. But then I take here, they have to take here, and that's trouble. That's trouble for them. I can play something like this, for example. They take here, let's say, then I enter here. It's over. And if they move their knight, they are lost. So they would have to go back, like here. But it's a complicated position. It's a complicated position. This knight's a superhero, that's the problem. I'm trying to like make it not good, but it's good. So here, here, I take, they take, and I take, they take. They have a very tough position. I can even play rook b8, rook b2, and then this guy feels the heat. I have to go for it, kind of. But yeah, as you can see, I'm missing moves. It's what happens. It's what happens when you play super complex positions. It's just the name of the game. It's just the name of the game. Queen c4 feels like queen c4 and then queen f1 and then queen f1. But then, okay, b5, and they really can't defend that pawn anymore now. There are no tricks. There's just one check, but I just move. I also have to play. I think queen f1 is the only move. Yes, here we go. Here we go, 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 go. Na 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 na. Now the question is, do I play b4? But they just go back. What am I achieving? No, I have to take. I have to take and ask them, because you have to ask, if they want to take here and trade a central super important pawn for b5, which I think we all know what the probably best thing to do is, so I'm gonna take. And here I may have missed something. Like this, I don't think it works, but you don't know, right? You don't know. It's gonna be cool with the engine afterwards, but with the engine afterwards, man, you can do anything with the engine afterwards. The thing is, what happened now? Oh, this move definitely shocked me. This move shocks me. Completely missed, if you ask me. Completely missed this move. Okay, but this move is a double-edged sword. Of course, he plays a move I didn't see, but you don't panic. You react accordingly to the demands of the position. And my idea is to react like this. Why? Because there are some issues here in their position. First thing first, their knight's now hit. If the knight moves, this may fall. Now, the only place where they can move with tempo on this bishop, no, that's everywhere, but the tempo on the queen is this, but then I take with my bishop, and I should be able to save the position while attacking everything. If they take here, for example, I just win their knight, so that's not good. So after I go here, if they take here, for example, I just take. They take, is checkmate. Yeah, because I win material tremendously. So knight here quite strong. Check, I just move my king, trying to ignore reality, I guess. There is a line. I go here, they go here. But that line is just doesn't make any sense. No, I just take here actually in that line. Yeah, so knight here is very, very strong. But again, as you can see, the position is so complex that one wrong footstep and you are a dead man. Knight takes d5 is hopefully their best shot. And I say hopefully because if it's not and they have something better, I'm out of this. I don't want to see it. But again, after knight takes, bishop takes, I'm breathing because their pawn on c2 is hit, their knight's hit, and I'm just planning to take and simplifying into a winning endgame, believe it or not, because the endgame's winning in the end for me. And I'm not sure about that too much, but okay, can I interpose this move real quick? They block like this and I lose the game. So okay, let's take like this. What a game. What a game. But you see now queen here fails. At least I think, because again, this position is not crazy, it's more. What a game. But now I'm up a pawn. I have the better center. And they check me. Well, this is definitely something you don't take, because now you're just dead. But also this tells me that they are in a little bit of desperation. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Now I go here. I should be fine going here, even though it's scary as freak. They defend there, okay? Now, the simple solution, or at least the way to go potentially, is to take and then play b4. But I'm not sure. So is this knight really good? The knight is not that good, perhaps. But it can become good, even though I always have moves like this. So now the question is, how do we consolidate and how we win? Not easy to answer in the slightest. A move is to go here and try to dominate. It's not stupid, because if I get to trade, I perhaps get to also have all the strong pieces. Now taking this doesn't look good. I can also push, but then all of a sudden I'm losing this very important square, and I don't want to lose that important square. I can play b4 immediately, but takes, and I'm just down a pawn. It's not so obvious actually to win this position. I have this rook, which is absolute bull. Bull is a very important terminology, guys. Should learn it. So rook here perhaps, or rook here, but I'm down on time. So let's go try to trade queens. I'm down on time, I try to trade queens, okay? It's also not too easy for them to decline the trade. They decline it like that. Okay. Okay, no. Now I can play b4 though, and I think I'll do it. b4, take, rook a4. Queen c5, take. Is not good. Oh no, it is good. Oh, it is good. Wow, there is a crazy line. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. That's crazy line. Crazy, crazy, crazy line. Holy shoot. Holy shoot, what a line. And I could be blundering the game away, but what a line. Oh my, what a line. At the end, there's crazy, crazy moves. The calculations I've done here is not to be underestimated. I calculated take, rook here. Here, take with the rook. And if they take with the rook, their knight hangs, so they take with the pawn attacking the rook, but I have check. Yes. Oh boy, if they go for it. Oh boy, if they go for it. Oh boy, if they go for it. Oh boy. Oh boy, if they go for it. Holy shoot, the calculations. Holy shoot. And now they actually have a trillion problems. Because at first I thought I take here, but this hangs, oh no. But no, I just take with the rook. And there are tactics in my favor. Unreal. What a game. What a game. This I'm so proud. Sorry guys, but I'm almost getting goosebumps. This was such a clean, good calculation. And then the engine tells me that I am silly. Again, let's be professionals and respectful in this video. The engine will say I'm silly. But maybe not. Maybe this is genuinely good. I don't know. The queen's defending the knight, and because now I'm threatening the queen and the pawn, and if the queen moves defending everything, the knight falls. And the fact that the king is on h7 defending this guy doesn't allow them so with the tactics. Oh, this is beautiful. And the problem is I have 59 seconds and there are still some crazy tactics. Last but not least, something like this. Oh, wow. I'm probably just going to take it and then do something. But that's crazy. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Because even if they trade queens, then this pawn's under attack, and I'm already up a pawn, guys, remember? And this knight's also under attack. And I'm probably not going to take this pawn in the end because of something like this. But the pawn's a weakness. It doesn't matter even if I don't take it. Or maybe I take it and then I have check. Oh, then I have check rook g2. Oh, wow. I may just take it and win somehow, but I have to be careful. Before taking this pawn, I probably just also make this other rook go into the game. But I have to be careful about this then. Not an easy position. Oh no, there is the bishop. Okay, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Everything according to plan. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Okay, rook there. Now they have to take with a pawn. They have to take with the pawn because if they take with the rook, they lose the knight in the end of the variation. Yes. Now, what stops me from doing this? I think nothing particularly. Okay, they defend. And now I think I can simplify to a winning endgame. I think I'll do. I think this is a winning endgame. It may not be. And if it's not, GG. Let's go here now. Yeah, let's go. Okay, let's limit the rook. Let's limit the rook mobility. Now I want to go here, collect this guy. If they go here, I have this. What a game. I'm playing fast, unfortunately, and this endgame is also super complex and deserves hours and hours of analysis, but I don't have those hours. I just don't have those hours, guys. So you'll forgive me for that. And also rook c6 is perhaps a massive threat. Just capturing this guy, just gobbling it up. Probably. Yeah, rook a7 is probably, I'm not saying forced, but here, GG. Okay, now, if I go here, how do they defend that pawn? They cannot. Pawn here, rook here, pawn here. Take, rook here even. Maybe I just want to go here. Do I play it safe? Yeah, I'm going to play it safe. But then g5, no, let's not play it safe. Let's play it correctly. Let's not play it safe or aggressive, let's just play it correctly. Let's just do what I'm supposed to do, which is win this game. Yeah. Yeah, let's just win the game. Wait. Let's go for this. I'm not sure if this is correct or not, but I assume it's fine. I just blocked their king from advancing unknowingly. You know, the usual. Rook there, okay. Now check take takes doesn't work, so let me go here. I defend the pawn over protecting it. Rook back, okay. It's not easy to progress. Do I have a tactic here? Perhaps take here. I don't see it, so let me just go back here. Let me just progress in my adventures. That's not easy. How do I make progress? Do I go towards the center? I think going towards the center is perhaps a good idea. I don't know why I thought about it before. Yeah, I just go here, obviously. What am I thinking? Here, yeah, for sure. Let's go. That has to make sense. That has to be good. That has to be good. Here, they have to take. Okay, let's play it slow. Let's play it slow. Let's not rush. But also, let's not rush. I have to play something. Perhaps this move, they take here. I take here, they take there. I have to play it, I have to play something, otherwise I lose on time. Let's just take back. Sorry guys, but I can't. My time's too restricted. But they are in a sort of Zugzwang now. Oh, they are in Zugzwang. Wow. Oh, they are in Zugzwang. Oh, that's crazy. Well, now I take, we check, and now I move forward, attacking this rook. And I feel like I'm gonna win this endgame. What do you think? The game's not over. They can go there. They can go there. Wow. Wow. I can go here. Wow, they can go there. What do I do? I may screw it. I may screw it. I may screw it. But I'ma do it. I may screw it, but I'ma do it. I don't think I can possibly screw it because their king's too passive. Check, I actually go here. Check, I go here. Check, I go here. Check, I go here. It's, they go here, I go here. Check again, I go back. All the way, perhaps. Perhaps. I just said perhaps. Oh no, I just pushed the pawn. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I'm also threatening to push the pawn. Never mind. They go there. I can actually take. But let me just defend. Let me just defend. Why would I risk? They are gonna go here, I take, they check me. I just move, even here, because there's no check here, very important. I'm attacking a rook of them. They go here, I take. There shouldn't be any checkmate. There shouldn't be any checkmate. And now I have basically 2 pawns against 2 rooks, and I have this square. Now this should be over. It's not easy, obviously. It's not easy. But it should be over. Preventing annoying checks, like here. Okay. Now I can go here, I think, but let's be like annoying to a different level. And now if they go here, oh, they're almost getting mated themselves, huh? So check. I also have check. Let's actually do that. Now I go here. Am I doing something stupid? I don't think so. I could be, though. Now I have to be careful. Now I'm gonna defend the pawn because they were threatening, obviously. And I blundered this move with a king. Nice. I should have gone with the other rook. Fantastic. This is great, great, great. Okay, so now I go here, perhaps. Damn, but okay, I gained some time. So let's panic. This is gonna happen. Just let it be. I go here, they take. I go here, they move. And it's tough now. Tough. I put myself in a terrible position all of a sudden. Holy shoot. Should have gone with the other rook. I can go here, check here. They go here. So tough. So tough. I'm just gonna move. Just gonna move. So tough, man. And they're gonna do it again. They're gonna do it again. No, they can't do it again. I'm just pushing. Yeah, they can't do it again. Okay. It's a crazy situation now. It's a crazy situation. Because they can check me forever. I can't get mated even. I may have through it. I may have through it. Tough positions. But with little time on the clock, it happens. It happens. And trading setup is presenting, so I should really go. So as soon as the game is over, I'm probably just gonna go because I have to. What a game. Okay, they defend. So they choose this type of line of play. What if I go here? Oof, I have no time. I have no time. Okay. Is this winning? Shoot, I don't know. Shoot, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if this is winning. I don't know if I threw it. I don't know if I threw it, but let me try my best. What do I play? I feel like this is critical now. No! Oof, oof, I almost lost on time. Oof, what am I doing? And this may as well be the best move, I don't know. I almost lost on time. What am I doing? Check. What am I doing? Unreal. I almost lost on time. Hilarious if it wasn't for the fact that my heart is going insane. Hilarious. Mm-hmm. Oh no, this I think is lost. No, this I think is lost now. I think, I may be wrong. I don't know endgames, guys, remember. Never underestimate my inability to know endgames, but most importantly to lose on time. No, I'm not gonna draw, bro. Come on, just play moves. I'm gonna go here. Oh, and then he's a draw forever? Maybe you're right. I don't know my endgames though. I'm just gonna push. Let's see. It's not so obvious. Like now I go here. How is this a draw? I don't understand how this is a draw, to be honest. Like, I go here. I'm threatening to promote. And now I go here. And I'm threatening to promote. Now he goes here, and then I go here, and he can't approach. Yeah, but now I promote and I win. GG. GG. Okay, now this I know how to win this endgame. Let's go. Woo. Let's go. Let's go. Holy. I absolutely have to go. The trading setup is presented. I have to take a trade. 2 hours. New rating of 23. Beautiful games. This was dedicated to Daniel Naroditsky. I made many mistakes, I made many blunders, but that's chess, so I feel like this is very fitting. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your chess.